Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amtla. And today I'm here because I received an email from a company called Earthlove, just kind of, I guess, announcing or reminding, it wasn't news to me, but letting me know that July is plastic free month. And so kind of, it gave me this cool little infographic, which I'll put up on the screen, that, just talked about, I guess, different things that you can do to kind of reduce your plastic consumption. So I thought, like, wow, it would be so cool to do like a plastic-free month, but it just wasn't really possible for me these past few weeks. So I was just like, okay, let me do a plastic-free week, and just kind of see like if I can use no plastic. But then I was kind of thinking about like, just taking stock of like all the things that do use plastic in my life, in my, in my life. And I realized that like some things I don't have alternatives for. So like, for instance, we have pets. I have a rabbit. Like everything that I get for him, comes in plastic packaging, like his hay and his litter, and his pellets. And then for the cats, like their food also comes in plastic. So, my goal is to really use as little plastic as possible, of course, this week and in life in general. So I'm hoping that this week will kind of help me like use even less plastic and get into those habits, so that I can continue that throughout my life. But I'd like to start off by just talking about something that has already been, I guess, a little bit of a fail. So I bought these are reusable cotton pads from Target. They're made of bamboo and cotton, and they came in plastic packaging. Pretty crazy, honestly, and did not realize that because when I looked online, you see there's like this wash bag in here, and it looked like it came either in that or like in like a reusable Ziploc bag, but it doesn't. So I already have a little bit of plastic and I haven't even started yet. But I will be probably collecting all the plastic that I use, so I can kind of, take stock after a week's time. So, back to this infographic, it had a lot of like really great ideas about like ways that you can reduce plastic in your life. So I just kind of wanted to go through every box, every suggestion, and kind of think about like how it applies to my life, like how I can essentially just do better. So the first category of things are things that I already do. So that includes things like having a reusable water bottle and like a thermos, and I also have a reusable cold cup. And for each of these things, it's like having the thing and actually using it. So, on this end, I'm really good about actually using, my water bottle and actually using my thermos and whatnot. And it was kind of, of course, difficult if you're out getting coffee or something during the pandemic, but I didn't really do that. And now a lot of places are accepting, reusable thermoses and cold cups again. So if you have one and you've been hesitant to bring it because you thought the cafe might not accept it, try now, because, most places are. So the second thing is reusable bags. I'm also really good at this. Great. I've been, making a real effort to make sure I replenish the stock of bags I have in the car, so that I'm not left without. And then I also like to carry around, especially if I have a purse, like just fold up a little tote bag. It comes in handy a ton. And so, yeah, that's good. I also have reusable straws. They have so many different options now for like the material of your straw as well, but I mostly have metal straws, and I have like one that's silicone. I've never tried bamboo straws, but this is irrelevant. Lie. Yeah, so I have reusable straws, and then I also have reusable cutlery. That's something I'm not as good about like bringing with me, but I also don't get a lot of takeout and stuff, so it's kind of like a balance. But I have, brought it with me when traveling and stuff, and then I just kind of have it. So it's like, one, you need to make sure you bring stuff with you and you actually use it. So yeah. And then the next thing is like bees wrap and like reusable food wraps, and like, containers are also an option. So yeah, I'm pretty good at using that. When I bake, I like to, if you have to like let something sit, I'll either let it sit in a mixing bowl that has a top, or I'll use some bees wrap. And I'm also going to be getting like a thing that like, I think it's like an older thing. I'll try to insert an image, but you know, it wraps over the bowl and it has like elastic. And then also like one thing that was on here that I didn't really think about is loose leaf tea. Because I mean, it depends, I guess, on the tea bag, but some tea bags have staples, so you can't really compost them. Some are actually made of, like, they have plastic in the bags, which, you know, you wouldn't really want to consume anyway. So loose leaf tea is just one way that, like, it's really easy to get rid of that headache altogether. And I have a really great tea infuser that does not let any particles through, which is amazing. It's from Finum. So yeah, highly recommend that. And then things that like I could do better on or like easily change. So I have reusable produce bags. I like wanted to buy them like for a while. I finally bought them and I have yet to use them. I feel like it's been at least a month since I got them. And I you know, I don't even know where they are right now. So I need to find those and put those in the car with my reusable tote bag. So that way, like if I'm getting produce, I can use them. It's not, I don't use a ton of produce bags anyway, but you know, for certain things you need them. So it's just better to, again, just have it so then when you need it, it's there, as opposed to being like, oh, I have it, but it's at home. That's not really helping you. Another thing is switching to bar soap. I'm currently using a liquid body wash that like has a reusable container that you like, so it's supposed to be using less plastic, but it still does use plastic. So bar soap is definitely a better option, and it often comes in like cardboard boxes, and if you're lucky, you use a brand that doesn't come in a cardboard box that's packaged in like thin plastic cling wrap. So then the next thing would be buying in bulk. We used to do this quite a bit. I think that, you know, not everything can be purchased in bulk, and it's also kind of difficult to, like, not every store has like a bulk section. And also, like, I guess the last thing that you have to like kind of consider is just making sure you actually bring in your containers, and then your containers, like if they're heavy, you need to like pre-weigh them. So yeah, that's something that I'll definitely remember, I guess, to do more the next time we need to purchase something that is a bulk item. But yeah, I think that part of the issue with this one for me anyway is that like I don't purchase bulk items a lot. So, you know, if I do and I didn't bring my container, then it's like, okay, now I have to remember that the next time, which is going to be quite a ways away, which is like the point of bulk items. So yeah, then the next category is like things that were on this list that I didn't really consider, or like will be a little bit more difficult for me to do. So the first thing is only using natural fabrics, and I just never really considered, like, you know, the impact that the fabrics I wear like put into the environment. So like, you know, I feel like a couple of years ago there was a lot of talk about microplastics, and that's definitely a concern. And so like I stopped using laundry detergent pods as a result, and we also stopped using, you know, dishwasher pods. So those are another like easy thing you can do, is just use the liquid form. Although I've actually seen, I think it's in here as well, that for laundry detergent they make like dry detergent that you can use instead of the liquid that, you know, comes in non-packaged, non-plastic packaging. So that's definitely an option. That's something I will be trying out, but it won't be for a while because we have a lot of detergent now. So maybe I'll buy some now so that when we run out, I'll have it and I won't like buy liquid detergent by X, and you know, it's a thing. But yeah, so natural fabrics. For me, I just prefer like cotton and, you know, other natural fabrics over like polyester anyway. So for me, when I pick out cotton and natural fabrics, it's because of like the feel and like my preference and comfort levels. But yeah, for sure, I also didn't know about like that, like about the microplastics, I guess, for athletic wear. So that's something that's pretty interesting. And I also wonder like what the best alternative is. And I'm assuming it's also for swimwear. So like, especially for swimwear, like what is the best alternative fabric that you can use and, you know, to swim in. And then as far as, you know, athletic wear, it's kind of like a weird conundrum where it's like you already bought it So not using it would be wasteful, but like washing your clothes is the problem. So for me, I'm just going to, you know, make an effort to not purchase any more of these fabrics, including athletic wear that, you know, that have these microplastics because they're made of plastic. And so yeah, it's kind of like a ongoing journey, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult as far as, you know, athletic wear, swimwear, but here I am. And so another thing that's kind of difficult, I'm not sure if it's on this list or not, but eliminating plastic from packaging, because it's in everything, especially this like very thin plastic, or like you know, for me, I'm going to have to stop online shopping as much because, you know, everything comes, even if it comes in a box. Like I recently ordered like a jewelry box, and so it's a wooden box, and then it came inside of a wooden box, and they put that wooden box in like a plastic bag for some reason. And then there was also like styrofoam around. So like even, you know, like the more typical things are like ordering clothes that comes, each individual item is usually in a plastic individual bag that's very thin and definitely not reusable for any purpose. And then often instead of a box, they'll come in that like kind of whitish paper bag, plastic bag. So yeah, for sure, if you like go and buy your clothes in person, you know, you can put it in your own bag and you can avoid like all of that, but like the clothes will still have come from likely something that came in plastic. So like this is more about like the conclusion of this, but you know, there's no way like to live, I guess it's extremely difficult, I would say, instead, to live in like our kind of Western society, and not have things that you do have interacted with plastic in some way, even if you yourself are not the one using the plastic. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about from this list was toothbrushes. So it advises you, the infographic advises you to use a nylon-free bamboo toothbrush, because then it'll be compostable. So my issue is that I have an electric toothbrush, and actually I very recently replaced the base of it. So I looked into having like using bamboo or, you know, non-plastic replacement heads, but that does not yet exist for Oral-B. So then I did find one potential option, but it's through some like bulk ordering site in China. So I'd have to order 5,000 toothbrush heads, which would be fine. I might do it, but I'm like, I'm not convinced that like, I don't think there were any reviews or anything, so I'm like not totally positive that it actually will fit my toothbrush. And then, you know, of course there'll still be, I'm sure, plastic in the packaging, but as long as they're not individually wrapped in plastic, I will still have like a net amount of plastic that is less than what I would have if I bought the same amount of toothbrush heads from Oral-B, because those come in like, each toothbrush head is individually wrapped in plastic and also made of plastic. And then, well, it's wrapped in like it has plastic in the front and the cardboard in the back, and then it comes in like a larger package that also has plastic in the front and cardboard in the back. So like, of course it would be great to eliminate that amount of plastic from my life. So yeah, I'm going to be doing this for this week, like very actively thinking about kind of where I can reduce plastic from, and collecting the plastic that I do use. And I will get back to you guys. I will also likely show you guys kind of what I'm doing throughout the week and how things are going. Yeah, I'm gonna try to make an effort to like kind of go out and do different things, just as like a way to, you know, put these options to the test. But yeah. All right, I guess I'll see you guys during the week. Hi guys, so I just went to Wawa. I had a free frozen cappuccino, so now I have more plastic. I forgot I was doing a plastic-free week, and then I also neglected to pay for the 50-cent straw because I was convinced I was gonna sip out of it, and then, you know, I got it and it was filled to like here with whipped cream, so there was no way to sip out of it. So yeah, it's very important to keep your straws in the car, just like you keep your bags in the car. Lesson learned. And hopefully I'll do better the rest of the week. Okay. This is so sad. Okay, so after the fail yesterday, I came out, I had my backpack full, I had these tote bags, and I had brought like my reusable cutlery and a straw, so that I would not end up in the same position. And then we came to go drop something off with my grandma. Ended up taking my cousin on our little trek, which lasted way longer than it was supposed to. And then we like got some Chick-fil-A because it was getting late. Yeah, so then I'm like sitting in the back, you know, I helped her like get her food together, whatever, and I'm eating, and I realized like, oh, like I have this drink, right? Obviously styrofoam is terrible, but like I have a straw. I brought the straw with me. I did not use the straw. Similarly, I got ice cream and I did not use my spoon. So I don't really know what to say. What did you say it was?
Because it was so spontaneous.
Yeah, like
and you were trying to support.
Yeah, so I don't know what my advice is for this. But you know, I guess the first step is planning and being prepared, and I did that. That part is done.
Like leaving the bags in the trunk of the car and going into the market.
But at least for that, you like, I've gone back into the car for the bags.
Most people don't, so that's a win up on you.
Yeah, but then I drank out of a styrofoam cup. I couldn't even remember to use my straws, right? It was literally at my feet. Like, it was.
But you were focused on that little kid.
Oh, so. God. Okay, so I'm not sure. Maybe, I guess, an option is to always just have it out, like, visible, but then, you know, you go in somewhere and you forget it. So I don't know, really. Oh, I can't. I don't know what the moral of the story is, but I wanted to share. Hopefully one day I'll be the person who's like, oh, I never use any single-use plastics, and, you know, people can look back on this and be like, oh, she came so far because here she is. So yeah, hopefully this will also, like, just like the last time, you know, not having the straw got me to like always make sure I have a straw. Hopefully this will be the last time that I'm like, oh no, I forgot to use the stuff, and then I'll always use whatever tool is applicable at that time. Cool. Bye. Hi guys. So it has been about a week since I started this plastic-free week challenge. So I guess I'll just first show all the plastic I've accumulated this week. It was not a plastic-free week, but I tried. So I've got this cup, and there's like a bag that something that I had ordered came in, and some tops. This other cup, 2 straws, a spoon, like a sauce thing. This is the plastic from like some grapes that I finished. And then this is the bag that the bamboo and cotton rounds came in. And these are the plastic. This was very annoying. I bought a bag and the straps came like wrapped in this plastic. And it was so annoying because we ended up going to the store, and when we were in the store, we saw the bag and the straps were not wrapped in plastic. Like, it was the most unnecessary thing. So yeah, that's all the trash I accumulated. It's obviously a lot more than what I wanted to accumulate, but I think that I learned some lessons that I can use, you know, take with me into the future to continue to use less plastic. I guess I'll kind of talk about my strategy. So my strategy for this week was to kind of like, I thought, you know, I don't use that much plastic in general, and, you know, all of this was really from, most of it I should say, was from, you know, going out and doing something kind of spontaneous and not really having a plan as far as like how I was gonna make sure I didn't end up using plastic, or, you know, something that I ordered or something that just came in packaging. And so really the only thing that I think is something that would continue would be like the grapes. Like, grapes come in either bags or like plastic bags or plastic boxes. So I don't know how to eliminate that from my plastic consumption, but everything else definitely could be eliminated. So yeah, so anyway, my strategy as far as like actively decreasing my plastic consumption was to kind of look at things that I use in my life, mostly single-use items, which of course, you know, it's one thing, you know, all the manufacturing, and those are a lot of waste as well, but they each come in wrapped in plastic, and some things come like doubly wrapped. And so I kind of looked at those things and I wanted to decrease my use of those. So first thing I did was cotton rounds. So I bought the cotton rounds from Target, which is my very first piece of plastic. And those were cotton and bamboo. Yeah, at this time I have used and washed them, so we can kind of see. One thing I'll say is that they come in this like with this laundry bag, and when I washed, like not even all of them, but maybe like half of them in this bag, they ended up kind of sticking together, and so they were stacked like this, and only the outside and the inside ones, I'm sorry, the two outside cotton rounds and the outside of those cotton rounds actually got clean, so I had to wash them again. But most of them are pretty clean. There are some stains now, some like black or brown spots. And then also I did dry them, and so you can see like my beauty vlogger, you can see that they have shrunken a bit, but you know, if they don't shrink anymore, I think it's fine. And usually things, you know, it's like the first wash is the most intense. So yeah, these also are a lot better once they've been washed. As far as absorbency goes, that was kind of an issue. I was using a product and it was just running right off. And then also like the job that they do, like I use them mostly for exfoliating, did a much better job doing that. And then general like feel and use. So definitely better after washing. And I guess I would recommend them, but maybe not. Like, like obviously they do come in plastic, that's a downer. This bag sucks. You need a different bag if you want to wash them, unless you're going to wash like 2 at a time, which doesn't really make sense. But overall, they're not bad, and they're very accessible because, you know, they're at Target and people go to Target all the time. Okay, so because I didn't love those after the first use, I went and looked for some other cotton rounds, and I came upon these. They're called Last Round. They're from this company called Last Object, and these are like 100% cotton. So I also washed these, and you can see that they also shrunk significantly, but that's actually more of a concern for these because the way this thing works is that you put them in the bottom. So like if I put this in the bottom, like it's like, you know, it could come out. So I think these I maybe can't dry, but I don't know. I guess I would need to wash them on warm instead of like cool, in order just to make sure like, you know, there's no bacteria buildup or anything. But these are quite rough when you like hold them. I was really concerned. But once you wet them, they're totally great. And they are instantly absorbent, and much more like cotton, like traditional cotton rounds, single-use cotton rounds. So yeah, I like these. I just had this issue about like the drying. Yeah, and then they came, I got also from this company, like this little laundry bag, and it's definitely a better laundry bag, but you have to like make sure you tie it, because I didn't tie it and everything kind of came out. And then also from that company, I got the last tissue and the last swab, and I just wanted to show like everything came in like, you know, totally plastic-free packaging. It was a box with like the like paper, tissue paper, and then it came like this. So I got these tissues because 1, I use a lot of tissues, and 2, I thought the like design was really cool. So they're actually handkerchiefs, and you like pull them from the bottom. It's harder to do because they're folded, but once you like use them all, you just stuff them back in instead of folding them. It's a lot easier. So you pull from the bottom, you use it, and then at the top, you can see it's like this, and you just like push it down. So like you don't have to worry about like where to put it. And so these handkerchiefs, honestly, I don't love them. This one feels kind of okay, but most of them are like, it's like 50-50, I guess. Like most of them are not that soft. And certainly after I washed them, they got a little bit better. And I think, you know, the more you wash them, the more I guess like threadbare they'll get and the better they'll be. But like, I definitely feel like if it was just a plain cotton, like, I don't know, obviously cotton has different like levels of durability, like jeans are cotton, but also like cotton t-shirt. So like something that was more cotton t-shirt material would be ideal and a lot softer, because this did claim that it was going to be like softer than like a traditional tissue that was like with lotion. I really just needed to be like a normal you know, tissue, like the Up and Up Red from Target tissue. That's all I need. So yeah, I didn't love these as far as like softness and absorbability, but I do love this design, and so I'm thinking about just purchasing my own handkerchiefs that are like better quality and then using these boxes. And then they also have on Kickstarter like the bigger boxes for last tissue. So if that works out with like my additional handkerchiefs, then I'll probably be investing in the box as well. The last thing I got from Last Object is this last swab. I thought this case was so cool. It's this one little case, and then it has the, you can see, the swab in it. And so this is a reusable swab. This is not machine washable. You're supposed to just like hand wash this, which makes sense. You can see it has all these little like, I don't know what to call these things. It kind of looks like a bacteria. But these little rounds, I guess, on it to help with whatever. I don't know. I don't really use cotton swabs, so I got this from my dad. But yeah, I wanted to show it when it was clean before it got used. And then the last thing, which I already had purchased, I already owned, I guess, but it's just like another good thing to kind of mention, since this is kind of like a sustainability. I don't really know what this video is turning into, but the focus is not really what I thought it would be. But yeah, I have these things. I don't know what brand they're from because we've had them for a while, and these also did not come in plastic packaging, and they're kind of like a paper towel replacement. So we have these in the kitchen, use them to wipe up the counter, do lots of things. I feel like they're called something like a sponge paper towel, like, you know, hybrid thing. But I didn't love them for washing dishes, but I really love these for like wiping things off, and I use them a lot. So I guess the like conclusion to this is just that it takes planning, careful planning, and kind of, especially like maybe taking a step back when like something spontaneous comes up or out and about and you're like, oh, I want to do this. It's like, take a step back, think about like, is this something that's going to be using plastic or other, you know, harmful materials? Like I got Chick-fil-A, that's styrofoam, even worse, honestly. And then if it is, like, you know, maybe don't do that. And if it's, you know, if it's something that could be, like, think about how you can mitigate that. So something like having your own straw or having your own cup if you're going to Starbucks, that kind of thing. And then, yeah, I feel like each like step that like where I accumulated more plastic, like I was very upset about it, but it also kind of taught me a lesson that I'm hoping I can like bring forward into my life and to kind of help me use less plastic. And I want to kind of work my way up to like a total waste-free week, which would basically just be like compost week. So we'll see, maybe I'll do that video in like a month or so. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments, first of all, if you made it this far, congratulations. I almost didn't make it this far. But let me know in the comments if you've ever done something like this, you know, how you try to mitigate your plastic use, other tips and tricks you might have to kind of live a more sustainable life. And yeah, thanks so much. See you in the next one. Bye. Oh God.